and water. That's one of the best ways to do it. But if you have just water, that is also excellent in accordance to the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. And if you're in a situation and you need stones, then of course that's from the sunnah as well, and you can use the stones. But not trying to hurt yourself, okay? Being gentle with yourself and trying to clean yourself. I just told you that for the boys, you are going to hold the stone in your right hand, and you hold your private part in your left hand, and you try to, like this, to try to get you try to rub the, but not hurting yourself. You do it to get the rest of the urine out, trying to clean yourself, okay? So you use it softly, not hard, not hurting yourself, okay? And you're not touching your private part with your right hand. You're only using the stone to hold it, and using and with your hand taking rubbing the end of your private part on it to clean yourself. This is how we clean ourselves, okay? That's why water is very good, because you can use the running water and it makes it easy. Okay. The last point I want to mention, do not clean yourself with animal dung or bones. As the Prophet ﷺ mentioned, that these things are raji' and they're filthy and it's ridges, that it's not permissible, that they're filthy things and you should not use them. And also anyway, the Prophet ﷺ prohibited that, using the animal dung, meaning like dried, excrement or dried defecation that the animals use. Okay, for example, if you found old,
fur.
No, not fur. It wasn't fur, but I'm talking about using the animal dung, things like from a deer, and it was hard. You can't use that because that's dung. The Prophet ﷺ prohibited that. It's dung. It's called dung. D-U-N-G, like we have here. So that's not permissible because it's filthy, and the Prophet ﷺ prohibited it. Huh? You don't know what filthy means?
It means
dirty? Okay, you should know that word. Okay, listen, no, that's just how the people use it. Okay, so we don't use those things, and ultimately it's because the Prophet ﷺ prohibited it. Also, the bones. We don't use bones as well. No, it's not. Because the Prophet ﷺ mentioned that we can't use it. The stone or the rock we can use. Because also, what's the difference? A bone, a dead bone, a bone of something. Okay, if it's the same, can you make soup with bones?
No.
Do you use bones for soup? If you have home, you have some meat and it has bones in it, do you put that in your soup?
No.
No?
Yeah,
of course. Many people do. Yeah, many people do that. Okay? So you use bones. You use it for cooking. And you get the flavor from around the bones, the soup bones. They call them soup bones even. But can you do that with a rock? Do you know anybody who uses rocks and boils and makes rock soup? Huh? So no, it's not impossible, but you know that people don't do that. So this is why there is a difference, isn't there? There's a difference. We don't eat that. And good. And also the animal dung, this has been prohibited by the Prophet. So that is ultimately the reason why. We just follow the way the Prophet ﷺ has ordered us. Also, and I don't recall exactly where, but I think that this may be from the food of the jinn, that the jinn eat the animal dung and the bones. But I have to check and make sure. Yeah. So we know that this is from, ultimately, again, going back to the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, he prohibited us from this. So that's why we follow that, and we follow the sunnah in the manner of the Prophet ﷺ and what he prohibited us from. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the Almighty to accept this from us. Wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam.